Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the series of DevOps Project. And as you can see on my screen, we are going to talk about a few things today. We are going to talk about this. First of all, we are going to do the Tomcat setup, and you already have this vProfile project setup with you. If you do not have it, make sure that you have taken a look at the manual provisioning in the project. And this is what we are going to do today. And after that, we are going to do code build and deploy. So this is what we are going to do today. All right. So if you can see on my screen, I already have started my VMs, and then I'll be logging in into and doing the setup. So before moving further in this video, if you're new over here and have not subscribed my channel yet, kindly do so. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so let me go to the manual provisioning folder first. I hope you guys have already known it. This is the one. Let me increase the size so that you can see it properly. So vagrant file is the most important one. Do a right click over here, show more options, and open a get bash over here. Okay, so once you have opened it, do an ls and you can see that vagrant file is present. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing that you have to do is you have to do a ssh. So what ssh will do, it will log in into the system, and we are going to do in the app because we are going to do the app setup. So vagrant ssh app 01, hit enter, and then wait for some time. It'll be logging in. Perfect. So it has done. So first of all, let me go to sudo su. It will give me the root access. Perfect. And then I'll just update it. Yum update by it is CentOS. So this will take. So this is the mandatory thing that we have been doing since long for all of the VMs. So we have to wait until unless it get a bit. All right. So I'll just fast forward the video and we will wait till the end. Okay, so as you can see on my screen that it has been completed. So now let's move forward. Okay, so first of all, I'll just set up the EPL repository. So for that, I have to type a command over here, that is yum install EPEL hyphen release hyphen y, because I do not want to check the prompt. Okay, so this is saying that package this is already installed and latest version, nothing to do. Perfect. So then I think we can move forward. Now we'll be installing the Tomcat for our server, and for this project we need Java 1.8. We have different versions as well. I think we have moved over Java 12, Java 13. That's fine, but we are going to use Java 1.8 over here for the dependency. Okay, so just type yum install Java hyphen 1.8.0 hyphen open jdk and hyphen y. So this will install the Java over here, and it will take its own sweet time. Once done, I'll just fast forward it. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, so it was one of the dependencies that has been installed. Let me clear the screen. Perfect. Now we'll install 3 tools in one go. We're going to install Git, Maven, and wget. Okay, you can install one by one. That's not a problem, but I'll install in one go. So yum install Git, Maven, and wget. I hope you already have an idea about why Maven is used. Maven is used to compile and build the product. So this project is a web-based application, and web-based application produces a WAR file. All right, WAR file is a web archive file. Let me hit enter, and it will download and keep on installing. And in the meantime, we'll explain what exactly is a WAR file. So WAR file is a web archive file. It'll whatever project that we are going to create over here is in the form of it's a web-based application. So WAR file is needed for that. So it is already done, and there are 3 types of file: jar file, war file, and air file. Air file being enterprise archive, and jar file is Java archive. All right, so I think this is done perfect, and then we have to download the Tomcat over here. Okay, so let me just clear this so that you can have a better screen, and then in order to do that, let me check where are we right now. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll go to our temp directory. So tmp, let me go to the temp directory because we are going to download everything over here, and then we'll transfer the libraries. Okay, so we have installed wget, and then we have to type a very big command, but you don't have to type it. Just go over here and look for that. Okay, so this is the one that you have to use. Just copy this, copy whatever it is written over here, and then paste in your system. Okay, just right click, copy, minimize, and paste it over here. Okay, so this is the specific version that we are going to use it. Hit enter, and it will take its own sweet time to download it. And once it will be downloaded, then we are going to unzip it. So if you can see on my screen, this is written Apache Tomcat 8.5 is what we are going to use right now, and then you can see it's in a tar.gz form that we are going to extract it. So let me wait till it's get downloaded, and I'll just fast forward the video. Okay, so if you can see on my screen, this is downloaded. Perfect. That's what we wanted over here. And now what we will do is we are going to untar it. So tar, and then this is the one that we are going to take it. So just copy this, paste it over here, and hit enter. It is saying tar old option G requires an argument. So this needs an argument that we have to fix. So okay, so let me do an ls over here, and you can see that this has been downloaded. Okay, so what we have missed is we have to give the command over xzvf. Okay, and this is done. If you will do ls over here, you can see that it is being extracted over here. Okay, perfect. So we are going everything in a perfect manner. Now we have to create a username, Tomcat, because we are going to use that. All right, so in order to do that, you have to add a user. So you have to type a command user add --home -dir -usr local not hyphen Tomcat, and after that --shell -spin -no login, and then the username has to be Tomcat. Okay, so just take a pause over here, type correctly, and then do it, and the ID would be created. So if you want to see, you can just type ID Tomcat, and you can see that perfect, it has been created. Okay, so if this is displayed on your screen, then it means that everything is all right. Okay, so let's move forward. So now we have to copy everything over here, because we are going to have the libraries in the Tomcat 8 directory. Okay, so I think let me just type the present work directory. We are in the temp folder. Okay, so you have to check whatever there is in user, local, and Tomcat directory. So I've already copied it, and I have to check whether you have anything. Cannot be accessed, no such file or directory. So you just have to transfer stuff over here and create it. Okay, so what you can do is if you go over here, you'll find that this is the command that I typed. So you can just copy and paste it. Right now what you have to do, copy the data to Tomcat home directory. Okay, so that's what you have to do. So let's do this. Copy the data. So cp-r this and this, just copy it. Now this asterisk is for all the files. Okay, so it's going to copy all the files, so do not worry about that. So let me just right click, paste over here, check whether everything is fine or not, and it is saying that target user Tomcat 8 is not a directory. Okay, so if there is no directory, let's create one. So what we can do is we can let me go to present work directory. Okay, so cd -usr -local. Okay, we'll go over here in the local, do an ls over here. You can see a lot of folders over here. Let's create a folder over here. So you can what is the mkdir Tomcat 8. Okay, and now do an ls, and you can see this Tomcat 8 is present over here. Okay, so that's what we needed, guys, right? So if you can check over here, not here exactly, here Tomcat 8 is what we needed, right? So you can transfer your stuff over here. Let me check if there is anything in the Tomcat directory. So let me go there, Tomcat, cd Tomcat, there is nothing, right? Do an ls over here, there is nothing. So we don't have to worry about it. Let's just go back, and then now we can transfer our stuff inside that. Okay, so let me just, this is the one, hit enter. Now this is done. So do an ls over here, cd, and let's do the ls Tomcat cat 8, and let's see what exactly it's like. Cannot access, no such file or directory. Okay, let's see what went wrong over here. cd tomcat 8, and we are in do an ls over here, and you can see we have transferred all the binaries over here. Okay, so this is perfect. Now what you have to do, you have to change the ownership because everything is owned by root over here. So if you want to check it, what you can do is do an ls hyphen asl over here, and you can see that everything is owned by root over it, and that's something that we need to change. Okay, so let me just clear it. There is a separate command for that which is known as chown. So you can type cho hyphen r stands for recursively, and now everything will be owned by Tomcat. So we have to do tomcat dot tomcat hyphen slash usr local tomcat 8. Okay, so this is what we need. Okay, hit enter. Now do the same thing, and you can see that it is owned by Tomcat. Okay, so that was the ownership that we were looking for, that we needed to change. Okay, now we have done all this over here. Now the thing is, we have to create a Tomcat service file, and that is the most important thing that you have to do. So let me just clear this, and that has to be done in etc systemmd system and Tomcat service. Okay, so let's just go there. So let me do a cd, and this is the command, and this is where we have to go. Okay, do an ls over here. You can see a lot of files over there, but we do not have any Tomcat service file over there. Okay, so we'll just create a file over here which will be called as tomcat dot service. Okay, hit enter, and you can see the vi editor has opened. Now if you come over here, there is a whole file for that. What you can do, just copy this, all of this, and all you have to do is paste. Okay, so I have already copied it, and all I have to do is paste over here. So just make sure that it starts from what exactly unit service and install. Okay, so that's what we have to do. So let's do that. Let me minimize this, right click, paste, and you can see that it is done. Over here, description tomcat unit. Okay, I think I copied it in a wrong way. So I think unit is this, service is this, user working directory, and install. Okay, so oh my bad, I think we are in insert mode. I think I have to type I. Okay, no, this is perfect. We are in the perfect mode. Make sure that we are in the insert mode because we have to do stuff. Now whenever we are going to start the service, it's going to run this line, and then we are going to stop, it's going to run this shutdown.sh because it's a shell file. Shell file is needed for Linux. So if you have any doubt like why exactly is an sh file, I already have a course. You can take a look and have the basic knowledge of shell scripting. Okay, so this is how it is done. Now let's go back. So how we'll do it, not here, we have to press ESA and this WQ and enter, and it'll save it. Okay, now it has saved. Let me do an ls over here, and you can see that there is tomcat.service file. Now let us check whether everything is fine with this or not. We do a cat. We can see the unit tomcat target, username is tomcat, which we already created. This is the same stuff that we are going to use, tomcat 8. Perfect. Okay, so let me just clear it. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to start the ctl file, and it will run the program. Okay, so what happens is whenever you do some changes is the system, this one, you have to reload the daemon. Okay, so we'll just do that, systemctl daemon hyphen reload. Okay, until system, everything whatever there is in system, it will just reload it. Okay, now let us check the systemctl status. That's we have to check status tomcat, and it is saying that it is dead. Okay, so let me just enable it because I don't want to restart it at every whenever my system boots. So I'll just enable it. So this is an enabled, perfect, and then I'll just start it. So let's start it, and it might take some 1 or 2 minutes, and then they will check the status, and this is perfect that it is active and running. So the thing is, if you fail to see anything over here, check the Tomcat 8 directory and check the ownership. Sometimes what happens, you might see some kind of issues over here, and that means that there is something wrong with your setup, and then you have to fix. Do not move forward until unless you have seen this setup and everything is fixed. Okay, so now we'll just system, we have to do some settings for the firewall. So systemctl start firewall D, that we have to do. It is done. Let me just clear this. Okay, then we have to get the active zones. So there is already a code over here, so you can just copy paste. These are the one that you can just copy paste. I'll just minimize it and I'll do it separately. Okay, so I think this is that we need to copy. What was the previous command? Start, right? So I have to just enable it as well. Enable. This is perfect. This is done. And then I have to type the command for firewall cmd. You can just copy paste from there. So I will not type it. I'll just, okay. So this is done. And then we have to add it on port 8080 for my firewall so that it will allow. Hit enter. So it's a success. Then I have to reload it. So it will only work once it is reloaded. So let me just reload it. Okay, successful. So this is done till over here. All right. So this part is completed. Now we will just do the code build and deploy. We are going to take care of the application. We are going to create a war file, which is a web archive file, and then code build and deploy, and whatever Maven that we have used, whatever Git we have used, we have to do that stuff. All right. So let's do that. Okay. So when we have to do that, so this is done. This is done. Okay, so our current directory is system directory, so we have to go one step back, two step back, and then I have done an ls over here to check this is not important, and then you have to go one step back. So when you see this tmp directory, go inside that. So cd tmp, enter, do an ls over here. Perfect. So let me just clear this. Make sure that you are in temp directory, because the downloading we are going to do it over here. Okay, so we are already in the temp. Then I think we have to clone the repository. So type git clone -b local setup. Why local setup? Because this is the branch that we are going to need. So you can just git clone and give the url that you need. You can find it from here. So this is one another, and if you have forked it from my repository, then I think you can see it over here. So you can just go to the branch vfile project and do over here and copy this, and then just minimize this. Let me minimize this as well and paste it over here. Okay, so either you can do git clone -b is for branch, because it's going to select this by default. Otherwise you can just type git clone and then whole of this, and then can change it later. Hit enter. It will just clone. It will take some times, a few seconds, I guess 60, and then once it's done, okay, do an ls over here, and you can see the vprofile project is there. Okay, now the next step should be, you have to go inside this cd vprofile project, do an ls over here. You can see there is ansible jenkins pom excel file, and there is a vagrant file. Okay, so first of all, just check git status over here. We are saying, it is saying that git on branch local setup, and that's what we need. Or you can check git branch -l means local, so you are on local setup. There are other branches as well that I have already told you. So this is something. So what you have to do is, you have to take care of that application.properties file, which is one of the most important file that you're going to take care of that right now. All right, so if I do, let me just clear this. If I do an ls over here, so there is source. So let's go inside src and do an ls over here. There is main, and then there is test. So go inside cd main, and then after that you have to go inside resources. After that, do an ls over here, and there is application.properties file. Okay, so let's do cat application.properties, and you can see this is jdbc driver class mysql If you have done any sort of change, you have to make changes over here. You can use vi editor for that. I'm not doing any changes because for me everything is perfect. So db01 is the db name that we are going to use. Admin is the username that I created, and I gave this password. This you already know. And then for memcache it's mc01. This is the port that I gave. This is the standby. This is the port. All you have to check this address rmq for rmq rabbit mq, and then this is the port that we opened, test and test what we created, and this is something that you need to check. Take a pause over here. Make sure that everything is correct. I am not making any changes because for me I think everything is correct, and that's something that you have to do. Okay, so I think this is perfect over here. So this is the file that you need to take care of. Let's go back to our directory. Okay, let me just clear this first. Now it's a clean slate. Now what we'll do n. Okay, first of all let me check whether there is a file or not. ls cdv profile project, do an ls. Where is the source? Now what we have to do, we have already installed Maven over here, so the command that is going to create a file for us is mvn install. So let's hit enter, and it'll first, if you're running for the first time, it will download some dependencies, and it can take up to 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something, so you can keep on waiting for that, and I'll be fast forwarding the video. Okay, so this is one time process. Otherwise it would not download. It will keep it with them, keep it with in cache or something, or it will download and then use it every time, so you do not have to run it every time. This is a one time process. Okay, so let's wait for this to end. Okay, so once it'll download, what it'll do, it'll start compiling over here. Okay, so you can see that it'll compiling 21 source file from tmp, this target and classes. Okay, after that it'll download something more. This process can take, this is a very tedious task, and it might take somewhere around 5 to 10 minutes depending on the internet. And then once it is done, it'll download some test. So let me just scroll over and show you that it has run some sort of test. So you can see on my screen that it has run some test. Okay, so this will run that, and then it'll keep on and doing that, and then it is going to build a war file over here. All right, so this is the place where it is building the war file, and the build is successful. Perfect. So this is what we wanted to achieve. And then now do an ls over here. You can see a folder target over here. Let's go inside cd target. My bad, I typed it wrong. And do an ls over here, and you can see that there would be a v profile v2 jar which is in red. Okay, so this is the jar file, sorry, war file that we wanted to create of our project. So this is done. So this is one of those things that you need to do before moving forward, and if it has failed or has not created any war file, then I think you need to take care of that. All right, so what we'll do is we have to copy this file into the root folder. Okay, so before that, let me just clear this. What I'll do, I'll systemctl, I'll just stop the Tomcat. Okay, so it is stopped. Let me check the status. Okay, so it is not running right now. So now what we have to do is we have to go and delete some files. Okay, so let me just check what exactly is in the root folder. So there is a folder name as usr local tomcat 8 web apps and root. Okay, so let me just check what exactly is there. So just take a pause over here and just check, and there are a lot of files over here. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just delete everything which is by the name root, and we'll not have anything with the name root. Okay, and if we place root asterisk, which means that everything with the name of root. Okay, so you can do root or root asterisk, anything is fine. I'll do that. Sorry, I have to delete the files, not all of them. Just make sure you not delete the file. rm is for remove -r recursively and 4, and then do an ls. So there is no such file or directory. Okay, so let me just clear this, and we will copy the file. So for copying the file, the command is cp, and then we have to copy v profile v2 dot war file to hyphen usr hyphen, not hyphen, I'm sorry, I'm keep on saying it hyphen, it is slash tomcat 8. If you hit the tab, it'll take the folder on its own, root.war. So this is the file that we are going to name it. Hit enter. Now we'll just check whether there is anything inside that folder, web apps. And you can see that there is a root.war file which we have done. So this v profile, the v2 war file is now root.war file that we have just placed. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll just start the Tomcat and let's see what happens. Hit enter and it might going to take some time. We do an ls over here and you can see that there is a root folder that got created because Tomcat it is running, it has started and it has extracted the file in the same folder. Okay, so there are one or two more steps left and we have to install nginx, and after that let me just check whatever we have over here. So yeah, we have to do the nginx setup and then we have to just validate. So this would be in the next video that I'm going to publish. So this video is quite long, so I want you to take time and install stuff in your system and take care of everything. Do not miss any comma, do not miss any slash, not miss any hyphen or a dot, because this is going to be very crucial for your project to understand. And this project we are going to use in the future as well if you are going to make any other project. All right. So I hope you guys have understood this part. If there is anything, feel free to comment below and we will address that. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.